Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we are going to start with the basics of the Walt Disney World paid to skip the line service, and we are going to break down what is the Disney World Lightning Lane, how can you gain access to the Lightning Lane, and essentially all the basics that you need to know if you're thinking about going with the paid to skip the line service on your next Disney World vacation. So if you are in the process of planning a Disney trip, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we are about to break down and we're about to answer essentially the main question on a lot of people's minds, and that is going to be, what is the Disney World Lightning Lane? And to jump right in and to start, the Lightning Lanes are the lines that allow you to skip the standby line at participating attractions. At this point in time, at the recording of this video in 2024, there are two main ways to get access to the Lightning Lanes. And those two main ways, for most families anyway, are going to be the Lightning Lane Multipass and the Lightning Lane Singlepass. There are really some other ways, specifically for the DAS Pass, which is the Disability Assistance Pass. So we're not going to talk about that. Not saying that that's not important, but for most families, they typically will fall under the Lightning Lane Multipass or Singlepass. We do have a DAS video coming out in the future to take advantage of that. And we also, this is really our first kind of starting point. This is the how to, basics of how to use the Lightning Lane. And we do have a lot more similar videos coming out about the Disney World Lightning Lane. So if you are in the process of planning a Disney trip and it seems like you need more videos like this, just be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get a notification when those videos are released in the near future. But now let's talk about, and we'll start to jump in, breaking down the difference between the Lightning Lane Multipass and the Lightning Lane Singlepass. So starting with the Lightning Lane Multipass, this is probably going to be, again, what most families will use. This is a paid service to gain access to the Lightning Lane. So guests can purchase this and they can pre-book 3 Lightning Lanes in one park ahead of time for each day they have a park ticket. So how it works even further is guests can start and they could pre-book 3 attractions like we said. So they can pick 1 attraction from Tier 1 and then 2 attractions from Tier 2. So it's a 2-tiered system. All of the most popular rides will be in Tier 1. Then, some of the less popular rides will be in Tier 2. This is going to be the case for Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. We'll have a Tier 1 and a Tier 2. For Animal Kingdom, there's actually only a Tier 2. So the other important thing to keep in mind for the Multipass is once you get into the park, now that you've made your 3 attraction reservations in advance, once you get into the park and you scan into your first attraction, you can then go and select another attraction. And you'll see there's there's ways to game the system, which is why we're coming up and we're creating those tips and tricks videos next to make sure you're getting the most out of your day and taking advantage if you are upgrading and paying for this service. Over to the Lightning Lane Singlepass, there are attractions that are not included with the Multipass tiers, and they can be purchased a la carte. So you could pre-book up to 2 single pass attractions per day. For the most part, you typically will have to park hop for this, with the exception of Magic Kingdom Park. So the way that it works is Magic Kingdom Park has 2 a la carte single pass attractions. The other parks have 1 a la carte single pass attraction, but that's pretty much how it works. It's an additional charge on top of if you already went with the multi-pass, or you can do just the single pass if you do so choose. All right, so when can guests purchase the Lightning Lane? So guests who are staying in an official Disney World hotel can purchase their Lightning Lane 7 days before the first day of your visit at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then essentially if you at that 7-day mark, it will open up your window for your entire vacation, very similar to the Disney World dining reservations. Guests who are not staying at a Disney World hotel or select Disney World hotels can start making Lightning Lane reservations 3 days before their first day of their visit at 7 a.m. And it's kind of similar. It's 3 days before. It will open up for your ticket, essentially. And then also international guests outside of the US and Canada, this is a very popular question, can also start making it 3 days before their first day in their parks. And this is even if you're staying at an official Disney World hotel guest for international guests. And so what I would also say here is one of the best tips and tricks here is, take advantage of your window. So very similar to the dining plan, like I said, one of the ways you can hack the system is if your Lightning Lanes are opening up at the 7-day mark, but you have a 7-day trip, right? You can essentially make Lightning Lane reservations up to 2 weeks out. You want to make the most popular rides or get the best times further out, because less people are going to have their window open, if that makes sense. And again, we have a lot more tips and tricks videos on stuff like this coming out in the coming weeks. All right, but now that we talked about the basics, how much does the Lightning Lane actually cost? And this is where it gets a little complicated as well, because the pricing for the Disney World Multipass does change, based on the date that you plan to use it. It's a little bit better now because you can get at least a 2-week glance into what pricing looks like. But at this point in time, I would say on average, Magic Kingdom Park is going to be $20 to $39. Epcot is going to be $15 to $32. Hollywood Studios is going to be $20 to $35. And Animal Kingdom is going to be $15 to $29. The other important thing too is the way that Disney did it with the Genie Plus is if you were park hopping, that would have a fifth pricing tier. The way it works for the Multipass is it's whichever park you plan to start your day at. And then if you do have a park hopping ticket, once you scan into that first ride, you have to make 3 selections at the park you're going to start at. But once you scan into that first ride, then you could start park hopping and taking advantage of the rides at some of the other parks. And to leave you just with some tips and tricks on some of the other cool things that we have coming your way, here are some of the best tips and tricks for the Lightning Lane Multipass and Singlepass, just the basic tips and tricks. Make sure that you download the latest version of the My Disney Experience app, because that is how you're going to be making these Multipass and Singlepass selections. Make sure that your park tickets and your resort for your entire family and party are going to be linked to your My Disney app, so you can make your selections for everyone. Again, especially if you're on using that 7-day window at a Disney World hotel, you need to make sure everyone from your family is linked to that hotel reservation. Also, make sure you have a credit card on file within the app so that you can pay for the Multipass and you don't waste any time there. And then here's another great one. Make sure that you cancel any unused dining reservations or magical extras, because the new Disney Lightning Lane system will not allow you to have multiple bookings for like an hour window. So they will kind of, it will hold you up, especially if you're not going to use the dining reservation. Make sure you cancel it. And last but not least, another very popular question that we have been receiving is, can I use a Lightning Lane to meet characters? And no, at this point in time, Disney has removed all Lightning Lane experiences from character meet and greets, so just keep that in mind if you are trying to budget or figure out the best way to plan your Disney World vacation. But that is it, everyone. That is the basics to pretty much what is the Disney World Lightning Lane, how do you use it with the Multipass and Singlepass, and exactly when those windows open up to start making those attraction bookings. I really, really hope that you found this video helpful. And like I said, if you are in the process of planning a Disney World trip and you do need a little additional help, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website. And that promo code is going to be YouTube25 to get an extra $25 off some discounted Disney World tickets or a full-blown Disney World vacation package. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.